Hello. Hello. Sorry, I've been running around all day, all week. How are we doing? War paint competition. What are you talking about? War paint competition. How are we holding up? I'm good. How are you doing? Why am I here, Tyler? I'll tell you in a second. I mean, you tell me. Why are you here? John Henry? Hell yeah. Wait. John Henry. Can the YouTube hear the music? You're on YouTube and you said John Henry. Oh, you can see the image on the bottom. Right. Yeah, we're listening to John Henry, which is, I've been working through the TMBG discography for a while now, and John Henry's the one that I've been, like, obsessed with. All right. Hi, everybody. Tyler McVicker, passionate gamer, friendly neighborhood hype merchant. You scumbag, you piece of shit. You're an individual, mentally deficient individual who's trying his best to heal, and sometimes you're getting in the way. We're going to turn the music off. Extra suave fare is where we stopped. Sorry it took so long. I've been running around. We pulled up a bunch of carpet a couple days ago. We're demolishing a bathroom. We've got, we've got a woman with a baby in her, So I've just been so fucking busy. How's the hopium from the frame announcement? It's not very much. Oh, okay, yeah, just a porter with the 8. It's not going to read your message. It just says, it's just a yelling, 8 months Twitch Prime. I'm going to have to keep it down because my wife is in the living room behind me, and she's trying to rest, so it's looking grim. It's looking grim for the Steam frame. It is kind of looking grim for the Steam frame. Today's not a Steam frame stream, but I will say absolute minimum price is $1,000, but I'd say it's more between $1,100 and $1,300. But absolute minimum for like none of the accessories, the cheap strap, the controllers without the attachments, So okay, big Quake thing just happened, and it literally, like, I was just working on making phone. I was actually like trying to make an appointment with an electrician to come and inspect the wiring of this house that we're moving into, when I get a message that a big update was just pushed to Quake 1. And this big update includes a new playable campaign called Dawn of the Machine. And this Dawn of the Machine campaign is pretty high end. This is going to be loud. But also, Quake got an id vault, complete with playable beta levels, a bunch of enemy development, including the dragon. Just so, like, we got an id vault for Quake. So the id vault stuff started showing up in Quake 2, and that was 2023. Was that 2023? And that showed a bunch of interesting information. Quake 2 in 2023, yeah. And then Doom plus Doom 2 got it, and then Heretic Hexen got it last year. Yeah, Doom 2 plus Doom 2 was 2024. Heretic Hexen was 2025. And now id went back to Quake and did a whole bunch of really cool stuff, including a bunch of playable development assets. These are beta levels. These are unfinished beta levels that have entities that are so out of date they're invisible. As you can see, the game just told me that I got something, right? But there's nothing there. So these are very early development assets of Quake 1. Now, odds are these assets are like unfinished. Like, what's happening here is this is a map that's being placed into an earlier build, a later build of the game that isn't necessarily the most up to date with the assets and entities and things like that. But you give this to a person that knows their Quake history, they'll probably be able to fix this up. This would be like trying to load a 2002 beta level in 2004 Half-Life 2. It's not going to function entirely correctly, but yeah, that's kind of a gray box. But if you also, we've got just a whole bunch of stuff. Like, this is really crazy. Here, this is one of the few levels that actually has enemies and assets still in it. But we've got unfinished stuff here. Explain in dark and gritty terms. That's what I did. But yeah, so really cool stuff. But, you know, we also, I mean, like, look, here's the thing. Look at that original HUD. It's using the Doom HUD. It's using the Doom HUD. That's so cool. What is that? A model of an ogre and fiend are static while the line of knights enemy travel in a route climbing these stairs. I wonder if they have these levels or this is all they have. Is just... No, they have alpha builds. I wonder if we could somehow get them to release the alpha build somehow. Anyway, so that's awesome, but we also... Yeah, that's awesome. Dawn of the Machine. Let's take a look at this. So this is new. We're going to turn the music up. I was fully expecting Wolfenstein 09, but a new Quake expansion is very welcome. Can I... Oof. You know, unlike when people say, yeah, that's awesome, this actually is awesome. So if it's anything like the other Machine games... Oh no, this is just a straight easy, medium, hard. They just put out a trailer for the expansion? Okay. Let's take a look at that real quick. Oh, the main menu music has changed. Okay, for a second I was like, did they lose the license? But no. They just put out the trailer. Let's take a look at this trailer. Oof. Whoa. 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 Look at this. Yeah, this is nuts. This key art that I used as the thumbnail, this key art is insane. And that transition went hard. And I don't usually use that terminology, but that shit went hard. That key art slaps. That is crazy. But they're not even mentioning that they did a freaking id vault in this. And I'm curious, because sometimes when they do an id vault, there's the stuff that you can see in-game, but then there's stuff that's just like in the files, right? And so I wonder, like, is there like a WAD file with all the assets in it? I'll have to look later, but Art Vault. Oh. What? Wait. I still have a FlexiSpot banner? Thank you so much. Yeah, we're not sponsored by FlexiSpot anymore. Hold on. What's the I don't know what the password is. Maybe you have to beat the episode to get the password to look in the art vault. Oh my god, here's all the map sources. Are you kidding me? Wait, no, this can't be right. This can't be right. What is, this is different. This is maybe a mod. Yeah, Quake Brutalist Jam 3. This is not, that's a mod. I was gonna say, that's me putting a mod there. Okay. So it'd be this one, right? A bunch of pack files. But I'm curious, like, where are they keeping the vault content? Maybe in this KPF file. Somebody will find it. Somebody will find it. All right, so let's play this new Quake thing. Sorry, the thing that had the password protected zip, that's from Quake Brutalist Jam. That's a mod. So it seems like I'm the only person that gives a shit about id Software and Quake and all that isn't at QuakeCon this year. And I'm not at QuakeCon this year because, you know, pregnant wife and stuff. So, all right. Did you see the video about the Steam Frame controllers? I did. I don't really want to talk about the Steam Frame too much today because I'm getting the feeling that the Steam Frame community is kind of toxic and bad. Wait, this has multiplayer? Yeah. It's had multiplayer for ages. Yeah. Why are the GOG and Epic Games Store's EXEs in the files now? Probably because they fired a bunch of people. And I don't know. Well, I guess Night Dive would be in charge of it. I don't know. I'm sure they'll fix it. QuakeCon has banned pregnant women from attending. It's messed up. No, I'd rather take care of my wife than hang out with Hugo Martin and John Romero. And that's how good of a husband I am. God damn it. Alexa's pregnant? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you've missed a few streams. So there's definitely secrets all over this. Okay, so I gotta get that up there, but I don't have a rocket launcher. That's probably hard difficulty. I'm still getting a dog? Yeah. Can this work on normal Quake? Apparently they updated the back end of the Kex remake. There we go. Game saved. And so eventually, yes, usually all the ports get updated, you know, like Iron Whale and Dark Places and stuff will probably get updated to support the new stuff. But from what I can tell, the engine, you know, Kaiser did some work to the engine. So, and I mean, Kaiser's at QuakeCon, so is all the Night Dive people, most of the Night Dive people, most of the, all right, so what's this? Is this hard? Yeah, this is hard mode. You really have to work for hard mode, huh? This pass into the abysmal maw for hard. No, what if I go over here? Okay, so now I have the biosuit, so now I can go down in here. Okay, so this is to find Nightmare, right? Hello? Hello? My mouse just disconnected and reconnected. We are 100% getting a Return to Castle Wolfenstein remaster. So here's the thing. Every time there's a remaster, Quake 2, Doom 1+2, and Heretic Hexen, I was told ahead of time. Yeah, so here's Nightmare. Found Nightmare. I was told ahead of time, right? And, you know, there's usually an embargo. There's usually, you know, some kind of heads up for content creators. I was not informed of the new Quake content. I was not informed of any kind of Night Dive content. And in fact, Josh told me nothing was happening. Josh. So, the majority of the Quake, like id YouTuber type people are at QuakeCon right now. I was invited, but I have a pregnant wife. I can't, so, yeah, so we're here. So we're gonna do hard mode. What about a topical Quake fact? OG Doom 3 got delisted? That was a while ago, wasn't it? Wait, what? Wait. That was a while ago, wasn't it? Wolfenstein 2009 just got a back-end update from Steam. And then people are also claiming Return to Castle Wolfenstein got some back-end stuff changed. Yeah, also, Xbox accidentally said that Wolf 3D is being added to Game Pass. So I don't know what the hell's happening. But it seems like something is happening. Both have been for a while. Both have been... Okay. You guys need to... What do you think is happening? Because I'm not... Like, I am completely... Usually, I'm under embargo. I was told something ahead of time. I was not told anything ahead of time this time. Machine games... Wolf 09 and RTCW have been getting changed on SteamDB. Will Wolf 09 be relisted? God, I hope so. It's a good game. You are drained after roaming the dimensions in an endless search for a way home. Finally, some hope. Rumors speak of a nightmare machine trapping you inside a world of eternal horror. Regain your strength and find the secret runes of power. Only then can you end the nightmare and escape the illusion. Oh, sorry. I have an electrician calling me. I'll be right back. Okay. Oh, shoot. I hit the button that takes me back to... I hit the button that makes you gay. Sorry, I'm not gay. Maybe? I hit the button. Hold on, let me think about it. Alright. Sorry, I had an electrician call back. Yeah, you're drained, blah, blah, blah. Tyler, on April Fool's, can we get 30 canceled Coldplay demos video? The wrong guy Berryman in the thumbnail wearing a hot dog suit? Dude, you are a strange person. You're a very strange person, man. Would I rather meet Carmack or Romero? No shade to Carmack. Romero. I'd rather meet Romero. I'd rather meet, well, actually, I'd love to meet Romero, but I'd also love to meet Adrian. I'd love to meet Cloud. I'd love to meet... Bethesda just tweeted about Return to Castle Wolfenstein. Josh! I asked ahead of time. Bro, can I get some content ready in time? They did? Oh, God, I really do wish I was at QuakeCon, but I can't. Why Romero over Carmack? Because Romero's cool. For those that remember the good old days where these were the norm, we created an ASCII version of the release notes. Oh. I hate how sentimental I can get about this shit, but look at this. Yeah, it's just a global thing. It's not a remaster. I don't know what you're talking about. There's too much happening at once, and I'm, you know... Look at this. Machine Games. Release information. Celebrating 30 years of Quake, the award-winning team at Machine collaborates with id. Dawn of the Machine, a brutal new episode building on the critically acclaimed work at Dimension of the Machine in the past. Okay, key features. Free for Quake owners. New enemy and weapon variations. Playable episode loop. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, we'll get to that. Expect the unexpected. We also have the id Vault. New achievements, improved camera interpolation, new console commands, reduced memory usage from menus, improved font rendering. Not supported on all platforms and all versions. I'm chilling in my BYO seat at QuakeCon. Yeah, if you're watching this from QuakeCon, hi. I wish I was there. It's now uncensored in Germany. Return to Castle Wolfenstein is now uncensored in Germany. Bethesda. Quake. Okay, where did they tweet about Return to Castle Wolfenstein? If you were at QuakeCon, hello. So true. Who did you say tweeted it? Was it the Quake account? Oh, Bethesda Germany tweeted. Okay. Gloveman, I think maybe something might be happening later, but we're just not. Okay, we're gonna play this thing. The frame rate is lower than normal, so this must be a crazy map. All right, let's take a look at the display settings so that... Oh, also, it's Quake, so it's got to be real high FOV. People hate seeing high FOV, but it's like, fuck you, man. Anti-aliasing... Okay, we're going to turn... But it's probably, like, designed for all these crazy things. We don't want texture smoothing on, though. What do I look like? A walk-in dictionary? All right, vertical sync on, borderless... Okay. All right. Well, we're maxed out at 144. I met Romero and Cork. Him and Brenda were amazing. Hell yeah. All right. Oh, okay. God fucking damn it. All right, hold on. They're calling me back. Okay. All right. Hi, everybody. Hi. Just ranked up in Deadlock. Hell yeah. All right. So apparently Bethesda's live. What are they doing? Was that John Half-Life on the phone? No, it was an electrician. Doesn't look like they're live. It's their YouTube channel? They're just streaming to YouTube? Okay. That's cool they got him. Alright, so it is QuakeCon, yep. But I am here. I couldn't go this year. Alright, we're gonna actually play this thing now. Let's see what this is all about. The door opens from the other side. So, welcome to the new Quake expansion. Yeah, I thought so. Always shoot globes. Shoot that texture. That's the texture to shoot. So through the first arch is this level. We've apparently been playing this level for 18 minutes. More like Ruins Con after all them Xbox shenanigans. Yeah, I was a little uncomfortable going partially because of that, but also because we have a baby on the way and a house to remodel for the baby and all that. So, all right. This has made you weak. Seek upgrades to restore your strength. Health capacity increased to 60. Oh, that's weird. Okay, so there's player progression? What? What? Wait, what? What the hell? Okay, so we were in like classic... Oh! Yeah, so we're like in... Oh. I'm not doing that. It's just... Is this on a timer? Love a good muted stream. Oh, shit, yeah. I can make the YouTube stream hear the audio. Hold on, sorry. Let me know, YouTube viewers, if you can hear the game now. I usually have the audio like that. It's a trigger, but... Oh, yeah, it is a trigger. Okay. But so then it would do it here. So is there like puzzle elements where I have to figure out... So it switches here, and if I go down here now... I've read the episode description. It's supposed to be freaky. Yeah, I know. I read the episode description as well. But this is like Titanfall 2, Dishonored 2 kind of stuff. It's really interesting to see them, Machine Games id Software, even though it's pretty much Machine Games making these episodes, work within the confines of the old engine. Kind of. Obviously, it's a source port. Like, you wouldn't be able to run even this room on Quake, but Tingman Thing with 7 consecutive streams. Thanks so much. But, like, to try and create, like, interesting new gameplay experiences out of the tool, just, that's nutty. I want to no-clip around and see what it all looks like. It's probably just... You know. Oh. Cool. Cool. So what are you saying? Why doesn't Bethesda treat Quake the same way it treats Doom? They're just picking what they're picking. I don't know. They obviously do stuff with Doom. Any updates to Wolf 2009? So there is some back-end SteamDB stuff for Wolf Return to Castle Wolfenstein Wolf 2009. Apparently, it's just that the German builds have been uncensored for Return to Castle Wolfenstein, but I don't know. Hopefully something happens, but it seems like something Wolfenstein is happening. Oh, we just looped back. Honestly, I don't want a new Quake game. Okay. You need the Rune of Sacrifice. So that door does open. That's a fun little trap. Quake deserves its flowers. I agree, Quake deserves its flowers. So I guess we go this way. Oh wait, no, I already went this way. We go the other way. I don't see any obvious secrets. Man, I love how Machine Games does its old school design. They don't just make boxy rooms. They take advantage of the fact that this is old software on new hardware and they just go nutty with it. Beautiful. Oh, ow. I'll tell you what, when Quake 2 got its remaster in 23, I 100%ed everything for the review that I made back when they gave me the early access to it. They didn't give us early access to this. As far as I know, none of us on the press list were told that this was happening, which is different for id, but maybe that's just how Xbox does things now. I don't know. Still just the single shotgun, and kind of far along. It'll be interesting to see if they go with the Machine or Cthulhu, probably both. Well, I mean, as far as Machine Games is concerned, the Quake 1 and Quake 2 new episodes are linked, and they're attempting to tell a unified story. I really do recommend the Quake, even if you're not a fan of old Quake 2, the Quake 2 new episode they did back in 23 is very much worth your time. It's very good. Play Call of the Void. Well, that's unofficial. Call of the Void is very, very good, but that's not canon. It's got to be something that Machine Games does for it to be considered part of the canonical line. But Call of the Void, yeah, I've played Call of the Void. Phenomenal stuff. I also played some of the new... I'm dead. I also played some of the new Tremor, which was a community retelling, almost like Doom the way it did, but for Quake. And that one actually runs on WinQuake, and so I actually played it on my old computer downstairs. I only played the first episode, but that's also very good. They should just buy Call of the Void. I entirely agree. But, you know, I don't know, maybe that should be added to the Quake 2. Call of the Void should really... From what I played, it was very, very good. Call of the Void runs on Quake... Oh, hello. Call of the Void runs on Quake 2, right? Choppy stream? Oh shit, is it? Doesn't look like. Is it? I'd accept it being added. Call of the Void being treated as an official expansion. I'd be fine with that. Oh my god, they're doing the Dark Ages Revelations thing of post-game content where you come back with new... They're doing the Metroidvania thing. They're doing the post-game thing. That's what that is, isn't it? That's like the third door I've seen that's like, you need this rune. So I'm gonna have to come back. Wait, Revelations has that? Kind of. Post-game, yeah. Post-game stuff, you need the secret key, you need the... Yeah. I hate these bad devs. That's bait. What the hell are you talking about? Is this Quake World? No, this is the Kex Engine remaster of Quake 1. This expansion almost certainly won't run on original Quake code. I don't think that's possible. I don't think half of the stuff they're doing would be possible. All I see is Doom talk every QuakeCon nowadays. Bring back Quake. They just okay, so you are baiting. This is half Quake 4. I mean, like, look, there are quite a few id Software adjacent games that deserve the Night Dive remaster treatment. I wonder if current modern Xbox developers, or like the people who make the financial decisions, I wonder if they would see the value in doing that. I don't know, because Heretic Hexen, I don't have the numbers in front of me, or I don't have access to the numbers, but I would assume Heretic Hexen didn't do Doom 1 plus Doom 2 numbers. But it's really, really cool to have that. Do you know what I mean? All right, I have no explosive. The only way I could have possibly gotten up there is if I used one of those grenades to boost myself up. But is it even gonna let me up here? No, I need another rune. Yeah, so that's what they're definitely doing, the Revelations thing, which is cool, you know. Heretic Hexen is far more niche than Quake and Doom. Yeah, but the thing is, right, like, there's still games that I feel like could use the brand to pull off a good remaster. Like a Wolfenstein collection would be interesting, you know, or like a classic id collection. I just feel like there's some stuff that you know, is real obscure, not because people wouldn't be interested in it, but because there's no real easy way to play it, right? I would love to see, you know, Wolf 3D get a remaster and include like all of the map packs that came out with it, including like goodness, like there's obviously Spear of Destiny, but then there's the Super Mission packs, and then there's also the Macintosh level pack. You know, I forget what that's called, but the Macintosh levels are entirely different. You know, and then also you'd want to get, if you're going to do a Wolfenstein remaster, that would be the best place to put Catacombs 3D and Hover Tank 3D, you know, as just like putting it in there. Wolf 3D is fun as long as you're not searching for secrets. I fucking love Wolf 3D. It's not fun to watch. Wolf 3D streams aren't fun because Wolf 3D is so simplistic that it's not, you know what I mean? I get that, but I really, really dig the simplicity of Wolf 3D. But like, you know, like just put everything Wolf 3D into a single collection. That would do well. But I think you would want to have more than just Wolf 3D in it as a selling point, because Wolf 3D is so archaic. Like, it is so old that I do understand why some people would be like, this is fucking awful. Like, there are some people that like shit on things like Quake and Doom, and I'm kind of like, there's definitely a replayability factor there. But I do understand if you're the kind of person that's put some time into Wolf 3D and you're just like, this is boring. I get that. It's not 1992 anymore. Right. So like you would probably also want to put like just like all the Wolfenstein stuff, all the pre-reboot Wolfenstein stuff into a single package. I feel like that would do really well. You know, put Return to Castle Wolfenstein, put Enemy Territory, put Wolf 2009, put it all into a singular collection, you know? And then if you're gonna do that, put all the other early id Software 3D experiments in there as well, just to do it. Right? I feel like that would be really interesting. But then again, I'm a fucking nerd for this stuff. Like, I really do love like early PC games. But like a Wolfenstein Legacy collection that also has like Hover Tank 3D or there are 3 catacomb games. Give us everything. Yeah, eventually I'd love for them to give us everything. But like Hover Tank 3D is not actually very fun. I do like Catacombs. I have played quite a bit of Catacombs 3D. Who owns the rights to Blake Stone? Does Microsoft somehow own or is that Apogee? Because I feel like you put Blake Stone in there. Blake Stone would be cool. I'd love to see Blake Stone get a decent remaster. I mean, there's B Stone, the source port, and that's good enough. But then, you know, what else would be cool to put in there? Pretty much everything pre-Machine Games Wolfenstein. So Wolf 09 would go in there. You see, here's the problem. I'm really good at talking on live streams. I'm not as good at playing the game while talking on live streams because I can make it look like I'm playing a video game when I'm talking, but when I'm talking, I'm in autopilot mode. I am like, it's like my id is playing the game while my normal person is, hey, Hugo! Hey, bud. So Hugo Not 76 in the chat. That's Hugo Martin. Hey, Hugo. How you doing, man? Are you having a good con? I'm at QuakeCon. Yeah, you don't say. I wish I was there, man. We got a pregnant woman in a house to renovate. Instead of flying to QuakeCon, I was pulling up carpet. That's how you know I'm going to be a good dad. I'm not doing the fun thing. I'm doing the hard thing because it's better for the kid. Am I renovating my wife? Am I renovating my wife? I'm not renovating my wife. I'm renovating a house. I just have the double barrel right now. So Hugo, how's QuakeCon? Tell Mr. Romero I said hi. For me, please. Thank you. Poopy. Come on. Hugo, I don't know if you've played this, but they're doing some of the Revelation stuff where you go back to levels in post-game when you have a key and it'll open up more parts of the level. QuakeCon is packed? Yeah. I figured. I haven't played this yet. So we're still on the first level, man, but I have found multiple doors that require a end game key to open it up. So they must took some inspirations from Revelations, which is pretty cool. Pretty good stuff. Yeah. Well, I hope you're doing well, man. I know you're not going to be able to stick around too much, but we love you, man. I hope everything's going okay. You can send me those. Well, I will get those magazines when my kids go to college. Hugo has been trying to give me some of these old gaming magazines that have been sitting in ID's offices for ages because he thinks they'd be good for the time travel show. But we have been talking about somehow getting those magazines to me for like 6 years at this point. He also thinks it's funny when I tell you guys that I have to go take a toozy. He called me on the phone to tell me, I think it's funny when you say that you gotta take a toozy. And that's because Hugo's an adult and he has very adult humor. It's going good. Thanks for your support. Yes, we have a ton of stuff. Just come by the studio. Yes. When we don't have, you know, a bunch of real life adult shit going on, I will definitely be down there. Hopefully this isn't the last QuakeCon. I will definitely be at the next one. Oh yeah, I remember how I had to sort through the whole maps first. Compared to the main campaign, you can't just go through the maps in Revelations. You actually have to play through them again. Yeah, but they're designed in such a way that the second pass is a completely different path, which I think is fucking brilliant. It just have Texas offices, right? Yeah. Yeah, it just has the one office in Texas. I like how things are ramping up. Hell yeah. There's something going on back here. I wonder if I can... No. Man, even after all these years, they can't update that sound. I think this sound is the worst part of Quake. Hi. Hello. Peep the Bethesda stream. All right. Can I get a link? I got it. Is this what you wanted me to look at? New merch? More 9-inch. We got some new 9-inch nails merch. Okay. Cool. I have a kid on the way. I'm not going to spend my money on that, unfortunately. You saw 9-inch nails live last year? Sick as hell. I saw Sabrina Carpenter live last year. Olivia Dean was opening for her. It was very good. Jealous? You should be. I'm a cool guy. Yeah, we saw Sabrina Carpenter at the in Pittsburgh. I want to see Sabrina and 9-inch nails. When's Baby McVicker due? None of your business. Soon-ish. It's eventually. You don't get to know. I don't want you to know the birth. You know, I really should just lie. I should just make up a date. 9-inch Sabrina. She is like she's a little taller than 9 inches, but yeah. She's pretty. That's her whole bit. That's like her whole thing. Sabrina Carpenter. She's short and she sings about like dick and balls a lot. It's been so long since I've watched you. I got surprised when you said I have a kid coming. Well, I'm almost, yeah, I turned 30 in February. About to turn 30. So, you know, it's time to settle down. Even though I settled down years ago. I moved in with Electra when I was 18. And I've, you know, to you and the wife, thank you so much. I appreciate it. 30s are the new 20s. You're entirely correct. That's the crazy thing. Electra and I have been watching. So Electra and I love sitcoms. That's like our comfort thing, is we'll just binge sitcoms for hours and hours on end. And we just go nutty for sitcoms. We love sitcoms. And laugh tracks, cheesy shit. We got 69 DKKs. I don't know how much that actually is. But thank you for the baby fund. Thank you for the Simpsons baby, followed by the rainbow of ethnicity baby line. But no, we love watching sitcoms, especially older sitcoms, because modern sitcoms fucking suck ass. They fixed Quake Champions. Hell yeah. I'm so glad I'm gay. Good for you. I'm glad you're happy with where you're at in life. I'm glad that I'm married to my soulmate. So there you go. I'm happy that you're happy with your situation. Unfortunately, some people aren't, but that's life. I'm glad you're happy with your situation. Good for you. But no, so it's crazy because Friends, so we're watching Friends right now. We had never seen Friends before. We watched a bunch of sitcoms. The last few sitcoms we watched were the original run of Roseanne, you know, before Roseanne went nuts. Mostly because the original run of Roseanne's actually fucking peak. And John Goodman is just fucking great. And so is Maureen Metcalf. So we watched the original run of Roseanne. We watched the original run of Frasier. Kelsey Grammer, iffy. But, you know, Frasier's great. Cheers, I own Cheers on Blu-ray. It is on the Plex server. I did rip all the Cheers Blu-rays. That is up on the server. That'll be another one that we watch, but we didn't watch Cheers first. We saw the first few seasons of Cheers years and years ago. So we watched Frasier, we watched Roseanne, we watched Scrubs, and we watched the new Scrubs. I'm very happy to say new Scrubs is very good. New Scrubs is fantastic. Thank God. Are we a fan of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air? So we do have Fresh Prince on DVD. It is on the Plex server. Not super... That's crazy, because, like, Fresh Prince just doesn't hold up in the same way. And I don't know why. Like, we watch so many sitcoms that that hold up over time. But Fresh Prince, there's just something about, like, it's just too cheese. It's the same with Full House. We can't do Full House anymore because Full House is just too saccharine. It's too much. Do you know what I mean? And I think that's one of the reasons why we like Old Roseanne, because Old Roseanne is willing to be ugly, I think. I don't know. But so we're watching Friends for the first time because we'd not seen Friends before. And I've only found 2 of the secrets, and this looks like the end of the level. Yeah, okay. Oh, well, there's all those extra doors. Everybody Loves Raymond's. We've seen that like 8,000 times. Golden Girls is one of our favorites. Golden Girls is my favorite sitcom. What was I talking about? Friends. Right, so we just watched an episode of Friends last night where Rachel was turning 30. And, like, they're making a big deal about how everybody's sad that they're getting old because they're 30. And it's crazy to think about how the culture around that has changed so much. I think it's because the world doesn't exist for young people anymore like it did in the 90s. Like, I've been thinking, I've like actually been trying to think about this a lot, and it feels like the world of the 90s was for young people, people in their 20s, but the world of today are for people in their 30s and 40s. The average median age of the home buyer is 39. Exactly. Yeah, it's like, if you're a young person nowadays, it's like the world is just like, well, fuck you. Right? And so, like, Electra and I are both like, Joey's crying because he's turning 30, and we're like, but we're turning 30 and we feel like our lives are actually, like, just now starting. It's very strange. My theory is because of the internet. Teens and people in their 30s consume the same content and talk the same way, and they're like the same beings. Yeah, I think so. But it's like the world of the 90s is very, very different than the world of today. I do think in a lot of ways we peaked in the 90s. Like, technology was just good enough to not, like, completely take over your life, but it wasn't good enough to be able to handle things that ruin your life, right? I am kind of in the mindset that we peaked in the 90s. We peaked in, like, 1998, 1999. Armor shards from Quake 3, yeah. I think those were in a prior Machine Games expansion, though. My 20s felt aimless. I got married, had my kids in my early 30s. So I got married June 29th, 2024. So I would have been, what, 26? 27? 6, 7? I miss Quake 3 Arena. But, so, you know, I think that's kind of why I love doing that time travel show so much, is because I just wish that I was... I don't want to be like, oh, I'm born in the wrong generation. I just feel like the world is worse. But then again, Hugo used to tell me that he was really jealous of people that were, like, 20 in the late 70s. And I guess that's just something that happens sometimes. People get jealous of the previous generations. Well, what the hell did that even do? See, here's another door that's going to require a rune. Boomers had it best, and then it got worse from then on. Well, okay, but that means, like, the 80s and, like, were the peak, and then it's gone down. Growing up in the 90s sounds cool, but was probably dreadful. I don't know, man. Shit was cheaper. Shit was much cheaper. Damn, okay. There was definitely economic stability back in the 90s. What in the hell? Okay, so there's an invisible wall here. It pushes me. Right, but we got a sewage pipe here. Do you guys ever try and hold your breath? Oh, while the character holds their breath? to see if you'd be able to do it. The 90s were great, but I was 10. Holy shit, Twitch takes 50%. Here's some bald money. Thank you for the $1.50. I'm getting another call. I'll be back in... I really hope that getting older doesn't mean... I really hope that getting older doesn't mean I will never be able to stream uninterrupted ever again, but maybe. It is my job, after all. Whenever I see Quake, I can't help myself but to see the Half-Life Alpha. Oh yeah, absolutely. That's a door. With a kid, I'll be way more interrupted. Oh, well, I mean, sure, but we're gonna... Oh, shell capacity increased. Dang, we got character progression. That's sick as hell. No, my kid will never be able to interrupt the streams because that means if they walk into my office while I'm live, you'll see them. And that's against my rules. You're never going to meet my children. No way in hell. I would rather die than let you ever see my children. Oh, it's moving on its own. Okay, that was weird. That's very good. Yeah, it should be. It is, yes. I wonder if this is something... There is something down there. What is that? Oh, that's a new weapon. I wonder now that I have the grenade launcher, I wonder if they've somehow been able to utilize the grenade launcher to open secrets. Like, it'll explode something. Not Stanley, how old are you? $25. Oh, you're saying in the future. You don't have kids yet. Okay, cool. The way you were speaking, I'm like, oh, we got somebody who's like in their 40s on... Is there anybody here that's... Oh, you do have one kid. Okay, congratulations. Is anybody here in their 40s? Anybody here in their 50s? This is Quake. 39? Dink, you are not 39. Dink, you told me how old you were. Oh, wait, no, I'm thinking of somebody else. Dink, you're 39? 40 next week? Good for you. I'll be 25 in November. That's cool. That's cool. Anybody here 67? No, but I'm a millennial, so that's basically the same thing on the internet. I was born 97. Does that kind of makes me a cusper, right? 1987. Dang, so you had a good... You got to grow up in a good chunk of time. What is this door? The gold key. These freaking levels are insane. These levels are nutty mode. I'm barely Z. I'm barely anything. I'm not millennial and I'm not Gen Z. I'm both and also neither. Alright, I can't get up there. Ooh, the penis building. Do you think the zillennial is a term? Okay, well, that's probably what I am then. 1986. Isn't lint like 70? Lint is 100, actually. Yup. That's my favorite. So my least favorite sound in Quake is this. That's the worst sound in Quake. The best sound in Quake is when you kill the zombies and they go nyop. Nyop. I love when it goes nyop. Nyop. The grenade bouncing, the bow, 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 bow. That's a good sound too, yeah. But it's not as good as nyop. Oh. So add 1 to the sewer counter. Did anybody see the new Civi? I watched it this morning. Well, most of it. I can say that the 1990s were the best part of my life. Hell yeah. Best part of my life? Probably next year. 92 to like 2004. How old are you? Civi's gonna complain about the sewers. The sewer counter is an ongoing joke. Also, Katie's not real. $40? So if you're 40 now, how old were you in 92? Like 6? 8? Well, I always, like, Electra's grandparents, who have passed away, unfortunately, but they were my favorite people. They used to say that if they could ever go back to any point in their life, they would go back, not to when they were, like, teenagers or anything, but when their kids were little. That was their favorite part of life. And so that's always been very aspirational and inspirational to me, you know. Damn, these levels are crazy. I like how Civi did a Quake expansion video recently covering the first 2, and now he has to make like 3 more because of this one. I don't think he has to make 3 more videos because of this expansion. Your kid changes like very few weeks early on? Oh, every few weeks. Yeah. Okay, so I got blue key now. I got blue key now. No Strogg, no Quake. You don't need the Strogg for it to be Quake, you dingus. These boxes with stars on them. Something tells me there's a secret associated with the star boxes. What happens if your kid is born on the day HLX comes out? We've already talked about this. We stream. He still has to do Dimensions of the Past, Dimensions of the Machine, and Dawn of the Machine. He only did the 1? Streaming from the hospital? I don't know what we'll do, but we'll figure it out. Nope. 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 He did... Oh, he did the old 90s ones. That's right. Super Health. And just an expansion. It's a massive expansion, plus a whole bunch of beta stuff. A bunch of development assets, unseen beta development assets from Quake. Like real historic old stuff. Really, really cool. So far. I don't know if there's other announcements or whatever, but QuakeCon has just started. And there is some evidence to suggest that there's possibly some other stuff happening, Wolfenstein related. Did he just turn into a zombie? Did his body fall apart and then... Did he just say, open your eyes, honey? Valve has to send you a gift box. If my child is born on the day that HLX comes out, I do think Valve would acknowledge how fucked up that is. Valve is neutral towards me. They were negative towards me 6-7 years ago, but now we're working back up. I'll never be liked, because they definitely hold a grudge. I would have to wait for the people that don't like me to retire, and that would be after HLX, you know. But like I've said, I'm retiring not after HLX, but after whatever game is after HLX, which is likely Codename TF. So, you know. Yeah, just don't want to. Tyler, I used to watch Friends when they were new episodes on TV. Oh, me too. Friends ended when I was 7. I remember when Friends ended. It was a big fucking deal. Our local NBC station, WFMJ, did a contest around the time the final episode of Friends was airing, and my mom won, and the contest gave you they gave you 2 recliners and a big screen television, like how Joey and Chandler had in their in the boy apartment, right? And the thing was, like, they weren't the same chair, like they weren't the exact same chairs, and it wasn't a CRT, it was one of those massive rear projection televisions. Does anybody remember those massive widescreen rear projection televisions with the big plastic screen? And it was like this, it was like, does anybody know what I'm talking about? So my mom won 2 really nice Lazy Boy recliners and a big old, like, 55-inch rear projection television, which back in 2004 was fucking mind-blowing. And I remember when they delivered that. It was the biggest TV I had ever seen, and it was the first television that we had that had high-definition capabilities. We don't own, my mom doesn't own that TV anymore, but we had that TV for, like, probably nearly 20 years. We used to play Wii U on it. We used to put the Wii on it. That was, yeah, those big rear projection TVs that you had to constantly, like, do the, like, the calibration for all the time. Well, what are you asking? What is the question here? Will you give your opinions on future Valve games and DLCs after you retire from YouTube and streaming? Maybe. I don't, I'd have to play it by ear. I don't know. I don't know. Oh yeah, the brightness got real bad. The lamps needed to be replaced and we never replaced the lamps. But I do remember when we first got it, it was really cool. And it did look very good when it was brand new. But yeah, I wasn't allowed to watch Friends because I was a child and I had very hover parents. But I do remember when the final episode of Friends was airing. I also remember when the final episode of Everybody Loves Raymond was airing. I remember that was a big deal. I remember when the final episode of Scrubs was airing. I watched that one live. I remember when Psych ended. I remember when Monk ended. I remember when House ended. I remember when Breaking Bad ended, Game of Thrones. Television is not the same. Gonna be real. Streaming killed the sitcom, and I know some people are like, good riddance. I miss sitcoms. I miss when you could have 24 episodes a season and a season every year. Like even Scrubs, the reboot for Scrubs, they're doing it week to week, right? It's on network television, but they only did 9 episodes for season 1, and season 2 is only 10 episodes. It's just like, dude, just do a whole season. Just do the whole season. Why not? You know? I don't know. The final episode of Seinfeld I was technically alive for because it was 97. I was a baby. This is true, there is a home movie shot on an old VHS camcorder that my mom did. I'm sitting in a high chair. I'm a baby, and my mom's going, the final episode of Seinfeld's tonight. We're gonna go to a party, okay? So grandma's gonna watch you. My mom is like 28. My mom then is younger than I am now, which blows my mind. I was a baby. Yeah, when Half-Life 1 came out in November 98, my brother, Chris, was born November 98. Yeah, November 98, I was almost 2. Crazy to think about? Yeah, my mom had me. I'm the oldest of 3. She was 28. She's about the age Electra is now. Yeah. So that door opens from the other side, eh? Yeah, I digitized all the camcorder stuff 15, 20 years ago. Really poorly, because I was a child and I didn't know what I was really doing. But we do have our, I do have, even locally right now on this computer, all of our old camcorder stuff backed up. Is this where I was supposed to go? Yeah, there's enemies here, okay. Maybe I gotta jump into the big old funnel. Anyone in your family was born November 2004? No. No, I'm the youngest of 3. I'm not the youngest of 3. I'm the oldest of 3. What the fuck am I talking about? I'm the oldest of 3. Chris was born 98. Sean was born 2001. You know, even my cousins on my mom's side that I was very close with growing up, even the youngest one was born 2002. So it's, you know, like... Did you ever release Electra's dad's songs anywhere? Electra's grandfather's, and no. So, funny story about that. We were building a little record for Electra's dad with all of his old recordings. We remastered them and used a bunch of new modern tools to clean them up really good because the tape source that we were working off of was really fucked. And we made them sound real good, but we only had 7 songs, like not really enough to make a whole album off of. Anyways, Electra's grandmother passed away a little while ago, and they were going through their stuff. They were going through the house and stuff, you know how that happens. And they found a box at the back of a closet filled with 7-inch records, 7-inch 45 records of Electra's grandfather's music. It's like 50 records, and there's like 5 unique records with like 10 unique songs, or maybe like 8 unique songs on these records. And so we found these, and we've not had the time to digitize those records yet and then, you know, do some of the work on it. But I told the Escapist, my buddy that Reno introduced me to, that helped me do all the remastering work for the tape. And yeah, now we definitely have enough for an entire album. I think there's only 2, so like between the tape source and the records, 2 songs are shared, Blinded Love and Hidden Secrets, but there's a bunch of stuff like Crying, like there's a bunch of stuff that we didn't have. The problem was these are very, so it was done on this like really weird, I guess there's like a collector's market for whatever this record company was. It was this mail order thing that they would advertise in the back of magazines in the 60s and 70s, where you could mail in your tape, like an actual reel-to-reel tape, and they would press you records for pretty cheap. And people collect this company's records because you would find like real obscure stuff, right? And what was amazing is there's a collector's market for this record company that would press like these obscure home recordings. And so there's actually a Discogs page for my Electra's grandfather with some of the records that we found in the closet, because I guess he had sold some of these at his shows. And so there are copies of these out in the wild that we didn't know about, which was wild. So we found him on Discogs, and we found like there are like not recordings of it, but like there is a record of them existing, and I have a box full of them. right? And so we're going to digitize those eventually, and we'll clean them up. So because they're home recordings, they weren't recorded very well. It was literally just like he put just like a tape, like a microphone to a reel-to-reel or a multi-track tape recorder or something in the late 60s near him and just recorded himself. But like his guitar is slightly out of tune, and he's trying to do some basic overdubs, and he has his sister singing backup, but his sister isn't a singer. So because of like modern tools, you can do stem separation, and we'll be able to clean it up pretty well. Because the underlying performance is brilliant. I genuinely am of the belief that if he had stuck with it, Electra's grandfather, he would have been something. But then again, you know, if things had gone differently, Electra wouldn't have been born. You know, if he had become a big deal, he wouldn't have had Electra's dad, you know, and then Electra's dad wouldn't have had Electra. So it's, you know, butterfly effect kind of shit. But that's, you know, that's the situation. So we found a whole bunch of new, not new, but like unheard recordings that we were unfamiliar with. And I told the Escapist about it, and he freaked out, and he's like, you got to send me those. So I'm trying to figure out a nice way to do some needle drops because, you know, they're 7-inch records, and I need to clean the records. I just upgraded my needle to an Otophon blue. I was using an Otophon red for many years. I upgraded to the blue, you know, and that's probably the most I'll be willing to spend on a record needle ever. But yeah, so we've got that with a nice 2M cartridge. And I'm gonna just, you know, go through an audio interface and record high resolution digital recordings off of the 7 inches. I'm going to record multiple copies of the same song on different 7 inches in case there's separate distortion on each of them. We can have multi-sources from it. But yeah, and then we'll clean them up. We'll do some stem separation stuff. We'll clean up the, we'll retune the guitar, definitely. Clean it up. And then yeah, we're gonna press that onto a 12-inch for Electra's dad. It was really nice though, because before Electra's grandmother passed away, when she was in the hospital, I brought the recordings that I had done so the story is, and this is, you know, I won't get too detailed because it is personal, but Electra's grandfather had this demo tape that he submitted to record companies in the 60s. And the demo tape is really, really fucking good. The issue is the demo tape has this really loud woman's voice singing backup to the grandfather on it. And this woman, I guess, was like in love with Electra's grandma and Electra's grandfather, and I guess there was some kind of like some bitterness or whatever, like they don't, whatever, right? And so like these recordings have always been kind of like eye-rolly to the grandmother because this woman was really, really loud in them. And so because of modern tech, you can take a recording and separate the lead vocal to the backing vocal into 2 tracks and then remove the backing vocal, right? And so we were able to remove this woman from these recordings so that it was just Electra's grandfather. And what we were able to do is there's this song, he does a cover of Have I Told You Lately That I Love You, and we were able to make it so that it was just him singing it because the woman was very, very loud in this recording. And so shortly before Electra's grandmother passed away, I was able to bring this recording to her that we had cleaned up, and she was listening to it and she was crying, and it was a really, really nice moment. That was really good. That was nice. What is this Quake thing? So this is a new official expansion pack to Quake 1 that id Software has released today to commemorate the 30th anniversary of Quake. They released it today at the 30th QuakeCon. This is a very impressive Quake expansion. What the hell are they feeding these Quake mappers? So this expansion was done by the Machine Games people. You know, the same people that do a lot of the Quake expansions. They did the Quake 2 one, they did the 2 new Quake 1 expansions, you know. Tyler, has anyone who did software really been so far, even as decided to use even go want to look more like? Yeah. Sometimes they do seem as if they look as if they want more to do more like, but unfortunately due to things in the control of the nature of situations of economy and within the looking of things, stuff just is the way that things be do. Its software look more like in, I guess, the is. Understand you be. Right? When you put it that way, exactly. Why do they call it when you oven the hot food and eat the cold hot food, eat like the food? Indeed. That's a fancy model. What the hell? We got some kitty cat statues in this secret. Will there be the usual stream for QuakeCon? Well, it's already happening. But it doesn't look like they have much in terms of announcements aside from this. Which is fine, you know, but it doesn't seem like there's going to be a new remaster. It seems like work is being done on a new remaster. That is a new enemy type. It's like Dusk inspired. It's a rocket launcher guy. I wonder what the source of that new sound effect is. Oof, okay. We're gonna try and... Oh, Lord. Okay. Oof, Quake 3, Wolfenstein 09, and Doom 3 would be really nice. There's... Wolf 3D would be nice. Return to Castle Wolfenstein would be nice. Quake 3 would be nice. Heretic 2, Hexen 2. There's a lot of things that would be nice. There's a massive id back catalog that is not archived as well as like classic Doom, you know. Increase rocket carrying capacity. There's another cat. What's with the cats? What's the cats about? Oh, that was weird. Have you seen the GTA 6 news? I did. The Netflix thing? Yeah, I saw that. That's cool, I guess. I'm playing the game when it comes out regardless. You know, I don't need a third trailer. It'll be out in November. Ooh. Uh-oh. Hopefully it runs at 60. GTA 6, it will not. I'm pretty sure they already confirmed that it will not. Oh, jeez. Another one of those. This is a secret. This is a secret and a half right here. You kidding? I haven't seen that anywhere. GTA... Oh, I must have dreamed it. They're not... GTA 6 is not going to run at 60. There's no way. $100 for a 30 FPS game is wild. It's Rockstar. They'll get away with it. Hello. GTA 6 is going to be 4K with upscaling at 30 FPS? Yeah, probably. And there's not going to be a physical release, so you'll never actually own GTA 6. Isn't that nice? Isn't modern day great? Waiting for a PC version? Well, then you're going to be waiting a couple of years. It's usually like 1.5 to 2 years later. That's a secret up there. I don't have a rocket launcher though, so I wonder if I can make this jump. But up through there, that's a secret. Yep. Oh. What the hell? I guess not. Oh. It was. Hello. Maybe don't use that with the quad. Man, they're changing. The enemies are changing. He's resurrected. Bullshit. That we don't do that here. Man, the enemies changing into other enemies is so trippy. That's crazy. I love that they're doing crazy stuff with it. It's really cool. That is so weird. I love that. Ah! It'd be cool if like they try to like link it up with Doom as well somehow. Just like make the id multiverse thing real. Oh, we're moving by ourselves. That's like the 5th time that bug has happened to me. There must be something with the build. There's gonna be a secret on one of these corners. Alright, that's the level. 11 of 12 secrets! We got 209 to 218. It only took us 33 minutes to beat that level. These levels are huge. I think we're only on like level 3. Okay, so here's a ring. Teleportation ring. Quake 2? You see what they're doing? You see what they're doing? You see what they're doing? We got some Quake 2 props in here. Look at this. This is going to be cool. I don't know what they're trying to get at here, but this is going to be neat. What's over here? Add another one to the sewer count. So we collected this teleportation ring, and this and these look like Quake 2. And that looks like Doom. Are we doing the id multiverse thing here, guys? Because if so, hell yeah. I mean, they kind of did that a little bit with the Quake 2 one as well, but I'm kind of ready for a new single-player Quake game. So, okay, here's a question. What is it that you would want out of that isn't being done with these new expansions in the classic engine? Because for me, modern Doom mechanically is very, other than Doom the Dark Ages. Doom the Dark Ages is the most... Okay. Doom the Dark Ages, to me... Did we just do a non-Euclidean thing? Are we doing a non-Euclidean thing? No. Why do I move faster when I strafe? Like it's freaking Doom. What is happening? Do I drop down? No, okay. So, like, you want Doom 2016 again, but like, my question is, okay, mechanically speaking, what's the difference between a new Quake game and what they're doing with modern Doom? I just want new Doom multiplayer that isn't a hero shooter. That I can get behind. That I agree with. Yeah, okay. I wonder if I can strafe into there. If I walk forward and then turn... New Doom doesn't have any of Quake's movement. You think Doom the Dark Ages doesn't have any Quake movement. I'm not fucking... It's too many things. There are too many things to remember. Doom Eternal has Quake movement. Doom the Dark Ages is a modern interpretation of classic Doom. Doom 2016 is like modern Quake 2. But Doom Eternal, that shit is Quake. That is a Quake game. You can get in if you air strafe before you go off. Oh, so you're saying jump first. Doom Eternal doesn't feel like Quake to me? Okay, that's fine. Having played every Quake game for many hours. So did HLX turn out to be a new Quake? Am I missing something? This is a dead end. Is there like a teleport that I'm supposed to do here, or... Doom Eternal is one of the best games ever made, period. I don't have a rocket to jump yet. I go down here, it's a dead end. Oh, I guess you do this. Fucking duh. Another ring, so it's gonna teleport me again, so now I go back. Okay, so now I'm in absolutely Quake 1. This is a secret. How do you know Tyler's played a lot of Quake? Because he's really good at identifying secrets. Okay, so there was a secret there. Oh, no. Okay, so it's teleported me again, so I'm curious. What's back up here? Is it possible for me to get back up there? I don't think it is. Quake is more trick-shotty, rocket-jumpy, parkour-like shooter. Have you played Doom Eternal? That's a secret. Right there. That's a secret door. But where is the trigger to open that door? Maybe it's this button? Man, it is so wild to see new enemy types. It's crazy. Doom Eternal got boring after you got the sword. Man, it's crazy to hear so many people have so many wrong opinions. Alright, I'm down here, I guess. You control the buttons you press. I love Hugo. He got in so much trouble for that. Imagine being in charge of PR and seeing that Hugo wrote that and being like, God damn it, Hugo. Yeah, of course Hugo wrote that. Are you kidding? Oh, hello. Hugo runs his mouth sometimes a little too much. But no one will ever say that he's not passionate about what he does. Passion sees passion. That's why we buds. Yeah, Hugo Martin, yeah. You control the buttons you press. I love that. I remember when that happened, too. I wasn't friends with Hugo at that time, right? This is a secret door. But what am I supposed to push to open it? There's got to be an invisible shoot. Oh, it's right there. Right, yep. I knew it. Tyler knows his boom shoot. I love boomer shooters so much. They are my second favorite kind of video game. Does anybody know what my first favorite kind of video game is? Boomer shooters are number 2. What's number 1? Does anybody know number 1? No, not Portal is my favorite video game ever, but that's not... No. Half-Likes? No. I'm talking genre. Uh-oh. Ah! Oil card games? No, it's open world RPGs. Your Fallouts, your Cyberpunks, your Witchers. MSim, yeah, MSim open world RPG stuff. Your Fallout New Vegas's, your Prey 2017, Witcher 3, Cyberpunk, those kind of games. Those are my absolute favorite kind of games. Dishonored 2, Prey 2017. Ah! Yeah. And I count Cyberpunk as an MSim. I think Cyberpunk should count as an MSim. There's enough stuff going on with its mechanics and everything that it should count. Witcher 3 is not an MSim. Cyberpunk is. I think Cyberpunk should be considered an immersive sim. I hope HLX has some MSim elements. It will. Mechanically speaking, it will. I can see it, yeah. I also think Fallout 3 and Skyrim should be considered MSims as well because of the physics engine and how everything reacts to each other. It's not as much of an MSim as, say, Prey 2017 or System Shock or Bioshock or Dishonored or whatever. I don't consider Bioshock Infinite to be an MSim. Bioshock Infinite is an excellent Half-like. Bioshock Infinite is not an MSim. Bioshock Infinite is a Half-like. That's my hot take. Bioshock Infinite is not an MSim. Also, the level just changed to Quake 2 style. Did you notice that? You walk into this room. This is Quake. This reminds me of like a Quake 2 level. Or almost Half-Life. But do you see what I did? These things right here. This is the heck of a stream overlay setup I've ever seen. Thank you. You should see when I actually do the streams from 1998. Yeah, I own a time machine and I sometimes stream from the year 1998. It's kind of crazy. Yeah, this is fucking nutty. This is a cool expansion. Uh-oh. Right, okay, so I need the key first before I go in there. But we're obviously switching dimensions. Like, these runes here are telling me that this is like a portal and we're switching dimensions, I think. Because this is like Quake Episode 2, and this is like Quake 2. Maybe that's done on purpose. id Software is my second favorite video game developer. id Software might be my first favorite video game developer. For me, it's CD Projekt Red, Valve, id Software, but like in no particular order. And then I also love Night Dive, not Night Dive. I mean, I do like Night Dive, but they're not one of my favorites. New Blood is one of my favorites. Okay, so I can't go in here. I mean, maybe I'll set the trigger and walk backwards. Maybe it'll like open. Oh, I see. Yeah, all right. Okay, so I gotta set the trigger again for this to move. So I gotta, yeah, quickly walk over here, and jump up here, jump up here. Yeah, there you go. And we'll go over here. Oh, it's gotta open from the other side. I bet the button's over there. Okie doke. Yeah, we'll do that again. Up here, up here, up here, up here, go over here. Yep, the button's right there. Alright. That opened that door, but I bet it opened that. Oh, it didn't. Okay. Oh, hello. Yeah, you can't hide secrets from me, man. So here's why do I love boomer shooters so much? Why do I love does anybody know why I love boomer shooters so much? I gotta shave my face. Because they are cool. No, there's an aspect of boomer shooters that we don't have in modern FPS as much. Trap operator is dead. Oh, interesting. Okay, so now that trigger won't go off. That's weird. That's cool. So now this is just going to go back and forth endlessly. Okay, so they attached scripting. Oh, I didn't answer the question. Secrets replayability. Secret hunting. I fucking love secret hunting. I love secret hunting so much. Big maze-like levels with exploration and secret hunting. That's also why I like open world RPGs that are well designed, like Cyberpunk, so much, because... Oh, no, it doesn't. You have to push the button. That's the... Oh, my God, it's the trap operator. So we killed that guy, and now this isn't going to operate anymore. That's really clever. I wonder if what these sigils mean. These sigils have to mean something. I wonder how you get that up there. Hello. Man, I would love a rocket launcher. Apparently there's new weapons in this. I love secret hunting, yeah. I love that boomer shooters are simple enough that you can have entire secret levels. I've had conversations with Hugo about secret levels before, and he's like, they're really, really, really hard to do nowadays. And it makes sense, you know, a level is so much more expensive than it used to be, you know? Like, to make a level, there's so much work that goes into it. Whereas back in the 90s, you could do, like, a whole bunch of levels in a couple years, and it's just like, we'll just make those the secret ones. You know, we'll do, like, a more gimmicky level and hide it, you know? And so that's why, you know, boomer shooters that stick to a retro aesthetic, there's mechanical benefit as a developer, as a designer, when it comes to content creation of a retro aesthetic, more than just we're retro, right? And it's because it affords you more content at a smaller time budget. Right? Like, I've still not played... Hell yeah. Oh, my health capacity increased to 70. I really like what they're doing with this. I really like what they're doing with this. They're making secret hunting connected to player progression through map scripting. That's so cool. Some of the secret items that you're finding in Quake are giving you increased health and ammo capacity. That's awesome. I really like that. They cooked with this. It almost feels as if they saw what was going on with Revelations and took some inspiration from it. Because there's also this thing of this replayability and level looping thing that's going on, where there's all these doors that I can't open until I come back with, like, the secret key, like they did with Dark Ages. And I'm curious to know if some of these secret keys are designed in the same way as Dark Ages Revelations, where instead of just playing the same level and having a few extra rooms with something, it effectively opens a different progression path. It's really cool. The level designers at Machine Games are very talented. See, here's another one. I need the Rune of Sacrifice to go in there. How many secrets? 13 secrets. I feel like I keep finding secrets. Oh my god, these levels are huge. I love this. This is so cool. Alright, let's go nuts. Can you shout out my disabled friend Atlas? Hello, Atlas. Shout out Atlas. How's Peabody doing? Much like Albert Einstein and his cousin Terry, history will only remember one of you. Who is Hitless? You know, I've only completed Portal 2 co-op once. True story. This reminds me of that level in Doom Eternal. What are we talking about? What's Undercooked? Warren Spector's new game? What? I didn't even know Warren Spector was working on a new game. I thought Warren Spector was oh, hello. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, okay. I gotta stand on this, yeah. Wasn't Warren Spector working on, like, System Shock 3 or something? Good old Pillar Room. You see the Doom Eternal level inspiration in this as well? Bro, I'm literally not disabled. Hey, I was just listening to your friend, man. Blame your friend, not me. Only 3 more to go. Only 2 more to go. Uh-oh. Yeah, okay, hold on. Hold on. This is really well designed. I like this a lot. Oof, lots of health on that guy. System Shock 3 is in 10-cent limbo. Oh, that's a shame. But also kind of expected. Oh, that's a secret. Hello. Oh, I don't have any guns to shoot the secret. I'm out of ammo. All right, there's some ammo I can use. Ah! Ah! Is this telling me something? Like, this is an arrow pointing this way. What game are we talking about? Okay, I did that. I did that. Uh-huh. Is there an order to this? Maybe I gotta do it quick. What if this is a co-op only secret? Oh my god, what if this is a co-op only secret? What if this is some Portal 2 shit? Because this seems to be on a very tight timer. Nar, it can't be. Why can't it be? This game supports co-op. There's gonna be an enemy there. Nar. Alright, we're about to teleport. Let's go back. Oh, hello. The Quake 2 boxes are fucking me up, man. It'd be very odd to hide a secret behind co-op. So? Why? Hello. Oh, this is the same level. It's just old now. It's lint. I wonder if I go back to where that secret was. Wait, what the hell? That dog has like a dynamite pack on it. I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm Fred. I'm dead. I'm Fred. Fred dead is me. Hello? I'm not a Quake nerd at all, so seeing your informed gameplay has illuminated me. Oh, okay. Yes, I do enjoy a good Quake. Huh. Alright. You're gonna be quaking in your boots, kid. Listen here, son. I'm gonna leave you quaking. I like video game. Hello, I like video game. Do you like video game? We can play video game together. We like video game. All right. Man, it's so weird that it goes back to the melee before it goes back to the... Lick my taint. I'm just gonna run. See ya. Yeah, I wonder if the secret is doable in the future. God damn it. Okay. Okay, save. We got not many shots left, so we're gonna kind of snake around for some ammo. Here we go. They are absolutely doing all the games, but maybe Heretic is taking a back seat. What are you talking about? The plan was to start with a low price and update the game, but like that's not... Oh, we're talking about a completely different thing. Why are the nails 9 inches, Tyler? I don't know. Why are the nails 9 inches? You tell me. Heretic just got a Night Dive remaster. Yeah, it was last year. Heretic and Hexen. Excuse me, I burped. The armor shards in Quake 1 are weird. They're 9 inches because they were made that way? Oh. Interesting. It's good to know. I appreciate the insight. I'm not a big Trent Reznor fan, so it's good to know, you know, why they are the way that they are. Interesting. It's cool. I'm stuck. There seems to be an issue with the edges of brushes and movement. That's like new in the engine. Some kind of weird bug. That's what I sound like when I eat dairy. Is there a way to make that go away? Where is the... No. Where am I looking for? Hello. It's so weird that it's the same level, but it's not. Alright, this is a trap, right? Oh, no, it's not. Okay. Hello? Is that a suicide dog? That's a suicide dog. That's no good. Why are you making dogs do that? Dogs are good. Hello. This was where a secret was earlier. Is this where the... Or is that the... Yeah, this is the trap area. Go! Go! Ah! The dog dies and it drops a bunch of grenades underneath him. That's really interesting design. The Quake 2 lights are fucking me up. Something's going on here with like multi-dimensional stuff. Alright, let's see here. Why do zombies want to eat brains? Why specifically just the brains? What's so great about the brains specifically? High in fat? Interesting. It's an interest. It's okay. I can see that. When's the Strogg gonna show up? I absolutely think the Strogg are gonna show up, yeah. That wouldn't be terribly surprising if the Strogg showed up. I mean, in the Quake 2 remaster level, right? You have to beat a Shambler. Okay, so this is going to teleport me back. Lint's over here with 6-7. Hey, Lint, do your kids do 6-7? Lint is the oldest viewer, actually. What's down here? What if they just make the whole new Quake 3 with a unified story? That's a big ask. Alright, well, we found another secret in here. How old gets you to be the oldest around here? Well, Lint is 100. Lint is a great-grandfather. Lint's doctors told him he's got another 30 years easy. So, is this the new Quake? It is. It is called Dawn of the Machine. Which makes me think there's going to be some kind of stratification process going on at some point. Oh, hello, hello. Those are secret buttons up there. Are those secret buttons over here? No. They keep hinting towards a Quake 1, Quake 2 crossover. They do. They absolutely do that, yes. Okay. So, alright, so we do go this way. Alright, what's over here? What's this gonna do? Oh, nothing. Okay. Oh, that's because it was a secret earlier. Oh my god, this is the start of the level. These levels are huge. This is some frickin' Arcane Dimensions, Quake Brutalist Jam 3 size levels. Super health. Alrighty. Because I've been playing this level for 25 minutes. I have only found half the secrets and I still have 50 enemies to kill. That is crazy. Just got into town. What the fuck is this? Is it free? Yeah. So for the 30... Okay, yeah, Lint. So for the 30th anniversary of Quake, at QuakeCon today, which I'm not at, unfortunately, they released this. Dawn of the Machine, a new expansion pack made by people at id and people at Machine Games for free for Quake, along with the release of the id Vault, but for Quake 1. So we have a whole bunch of development assets from Quake 1 also being released today, already having been released today, which is, you know, for people like myself, are fucking crazy, including playable levels. Playable development levels, which is fucking crazy. Love that stuff. Alright, let's go back to the... And this expansion is insane. This expansion is nutty as all hell. It's very, very interesting. There's a lot of cool shit going on. Gold key, finally. There's a lot of really interesting stuff that they're doing with the design of these levels. Alright. So I know the gold key door was behind me there. Quake 1 plays amazing on the Steam Deck. It does, I agree. Yeah, Boomer Shooter... Oh, hello. Boomer Shooter stuff is real good on Steam Deck, I agree. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Alright. Ah! What makes it good? It's just a good experience on the Steam. It runs beautifully. It's kind of perfect for the Steam Deck. That's a new weapon. We got new enemy types, new weapon types. Really, really cool stuff. This looks like a boss arena. What the hell is this? Is Cthulhu gonna come up? Yep. Not Cthulhu, but we're doing a boss arena now. What the hell is this? Is this like a strogged weapon? We got some infighting, that's good. It seems to use the electric ammo. Alright. Doink. Sequence complete. Oh, we got a teleporter. This looks like it's a teleporter as well, though. Hello? Ooh, what's over here? I'm nerfing. Alright. Is that a slip gate? Yeah, maybe. Kind of looks like it, yeah. Alright, but there is this, so this is going to take me back to the past. And play some shitty games that suck ass, you know. I don't know if I'm traveling through time or just going... I mean, it's the same place, so I'm assuming it's a time travel thing. 30th anniversary of what? QuakeCon? Well, this is the 30th anniversary of Quake this year as well. In June, it was the 30th anniversary of Quake. But yeah, it's also the 30th anniversary of QuakeCon. Okay, now what the hell? That's a slipgate. But there was like a big Stargate looking thing there too. Oh, I disabled a trap. Do I have to go back down there? Yeah. Oh. Ranger is trapped in a dimension of endless illusion, reliving the same violent cycles of what feels like lifetimes, dying thousands of times in an attempt to escape, wearied but unbroken. He has heard the rumor of the nightmare machine. Beyond hordes of monsters twisted in an eternity and elder realms lies the machine. It is believed its destruction will shatter the illusion, finally breaking the loop. I wonder if the nightmare machine has something to do with the Strogg. I wonder if, like, this will have, like, some kind of, like, multiverse id software kind of thing. I don't know. We'll see. This is cool as shit. We love this kind of stuff, don't we, folks? Oh, there's an upgrade up there. Okay. Damn it. Okay. Just have id finally go there? You mean finally have id do the multiversal thing? Like Doom Guy, Ranger, BJ, Commander Keen, they're all in the same universe. See, I want to get to the other side of this, behind it. Yeah. Yeah, there's the upgrade. Max nail capacity to 120. Hell yeah. Okay. No! This fucking bug made him start moving himself. I wasn't ready to end the level yet. That's called Quake Champions? Exactly. Now make it a single player game. I still only have 7 of 13 secrets. That's nuts. Let's go in the water. Gotta be something in the water. When in doubt, check the water. There doesn't seem to be anything in the water here. What trap did you turn off? That's the thing, I don't know. Maybe the slipgate is trapped, but then because I turned the trap off, the slipgate is safe to use? Maybe that happened? I'll go back here. I disabled a trap. This looks like some kind of gate. But like there's... What is the trap? Yeah, what is the trap I just disabled? That's a great question. I like watching Tyler's streams. I'm so cool. You are cool because you like my streams. Only cool people watch my streams. Oh, is this the trap that disabled? Okay. Well, what's the purpose of that? I wonder if these are buttons and like I gotta hit them in a certain order or something. Yeah, but why? There's something about that. This Quake 2 ass looking hallway. How do I get in there? Oh, I probably already have, actually. The trap is disabled. Okay, I'm gonna save and see if there's anything down here. There is! Oh, I need an environment. I need a biosuit of some sort. There's something in the lava. But that makes me think, okay, maybe that means that there's actually, like, because the lava turns safe in the future or the past or wherever we're going when we use the teleport ring, right? And so maybe if I can get into that room in this dimension, I go down here. Yeah, all right. That didn't even count as a secret? Can you open the co-op door with the laser bounces? See, I don't even remember where that is. I think they just stopped playing the expansion. Oh, on the id thing? Yeah, they usually only play like 2 levels, and these levels are massive. Where was that secret? I'm gonna have to stop after this level because, you know, I've got other shit I gotta do today. But this is really good. Where was that co-op door? Excuse me. I know that the co-op door was in the present or whatever, but like, I figured there might be something about it in the past. This expansion's long as fuck, so there are 19 levels in this expansion. You know. And I think I'm on level 3 or 4. And as you can see, like, I'm not... I mean, I am secret hunting, but it's like... Will I live stream the full playthrough? Maybe. It's very long. This feels as if it's going to be very long. And my audience is a bunch of people that don't really have attention span for it. We'd watch it. I know some people would watch it. Not everyone would watch it, is the thing. Alright. Where am I even going? I'm going in circles. These levels are big. I go over here. Yeah, we'll take the teleport here. Where? Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, there's a door that... So obviously you can't get all of the secrets your first time through. Right? Because there's some, like, replayability, like, endgame thing. Watching and chatting is fun. Yeah, for sure. So... Yeah. I think I'm just gonna have to end the level. Because I don't know what to do. And maybe it has something to do with, like, post-game stuff. Quake stream ended. Yeah, I know. But yeah, so that wasn't even a secret over there, which was very strange. But I guess we'll just end. 7 to 13, 104. It took 30. That level took... Oh. What is this music? Oh my god. Quake 2? This is nutty. This is Quake 1 and Quake 2 at the same time. But like with a more survival emergency lockdown. That's Quake 2. But it's also Quake 1. This is crazy. This is so well made. Damn, we got some freaking... Yeah, Quake 1.5 stuff. Oh, is that a teleport ring in there, or is that just the lava? Okay, that's just the lava. Emergency lockdown. This is a Quake 1.5 thing. Yeah, usually machine games, everyone's dead, dude. This is nutty. We got some survival horror stuff. We have showers? Wait, where am I? Is this supposed to... Oh my god, this is some kind of like... Is this like a spaceship? Whoa, whoa. Are you kidding me? This is... Okay, so we're on a... What is this called? Veils of the Old Ones. So we're on a spaceship. We're on some kind of like... Some kind of like space station, maybe? My goodness. Everyone's dead. There's still 13 secrets and 133 monsters in this one. This is nutty. Absolute nutty mode. I was gonna end. You heard me say. Alright, after this level I gotta go. Lava reactor low output online. Lava hologram armor safe online. Quad online. Life support oxygen reduced active. Crew quarters breached. Medical bay open. Digging site locked. Portal chamber A sealed. Portal chamber B breached. Machine games should make Quake. Yeah. Machine games... I mean, look, Machine Games is effectively just like id Europe. Let's be honest. Because Machine Games does Quake. Oh, that did something. Hell yeah. What are they doing right now? Wolf 3, by the looks of things. Oh, hello. Good jump. Good little scare you got there. He just fell out of the freaking ceiling, too. Wasn't even that big of a scare. They're id, too. They really are. No disrespect. I mean it in the best possible way. But, I mean, look at this. They're the only other company that works on id tech. They're id, too. What does this say? Subject 18. Dead. Aware. Trophic relationship unknown? The hell does that mean? Trophic relationship. What does that mean? It's so weird that this turned into horror. I mean, I like it. But, like, this is so strange. I'm wondering, like, what we're doing. Where is this going, you know? Because, like, we had a couple very Quake 1 levels. Oh, this goes back into here? Okay. And now it's like they keep introducing more Quake 2 looking stuff. Yet it's still Quake 1. And now we're in something that's, like, entirely original, but, like, still... Like, the tone is so strange for Quake. We're at 2 health. We're at 2 health, everybody. We might have to end here. The music is great. Self-esteem fund vibes. Alright. Oh, hello? Where? There you are. I'd love some health. Oh, hello. This is a secret, very obviously. Yep. Yep. This is like Quake 2016. Well, I mean, it's still using original... Oh, hello. Hell yes. We're still using the Quake engine, but then again, it's like maybe that's what's best. This has to get lifted up somehow. This is very good, though. I like this a lot. Oh, okay, we're okay. Hold on. And then that links back to the hub. Up here, that's a secret. Oh, geez. There is Quake 2 RTX that's official. I know there is a Quake 1 source port that supports ray tracing, but it's like, it's not designed for it, you know. Is this Quake X? Quake X? Maybe. Hello? Oh, shoot. Okay, so we did lift that, but I'm gonna go over here first. This is really cool. Whoa! I'm not going in there just yet. There's another post-game door. Now that just looks like a Quake 2 level in there. Alright, I guess we can go in the portal. Oh, hello! Oh my goodness. This room was in the trailer. What was the purpose of that? What was the point? But why though? Oh, there's something under there. Oh, maybe that's just the brush for the teleporter. Alright, let's drop down here. I love that. That's so trippy. Doink, doink. Of course I did. 4 of 13. Genuinely crazy to me that Quake's been getting updates. Isn't it cool? Oh, that's right. Don't even worry about it. Tyler... Oh, Lord. Okay, so that was silly. That was a silly little room. Man, what is happening? Maybe next year they'll do a Quake 2 30th, and then we get another expansion to Quake 2. I know Quake 2 is not as beloved as Quake 1, but I mean, I like Quake 2. Man, these levels go off in so many directions. There's so many paths. Oh, wait, no, I've been here. Okay, okay. No Half-Life without Quake 2. So true. Man, these levels are so fucking big. It kind of makes me wish we had an auto map. And we need the key card. Again, what is this? Quake 2? I like this shadowing that they got going on here. Unpopular opinion, but Quake 2 better than Quake 1. I think they both have their merits, and I don't think one is better than the other. I think there are things that Quake 1 does better than Quake 2, and vice versa. I think Quake 2's hub level design is very interesting. I think Quake 2's weapons are better than Quake 1's weapons. I think Quake 1's atmosphere is much better. What is this? They're both great games, but they complement each other in very different ways, you know. Yep. What is this, like the captain's chair or something? Like, they have new music in this expansion pack, and I think it's the first time they've added new music into one of these. And this new music is great. This new music is very good. Oh, hello. Alright. Be quick, be quick. Okay. Well. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah, I don't see one of those suits. There's that secret I just went to. We just came from here. I pushed a button. What did the button do? We went in here, we got the silver key. I pushed this button. I bet you there's a secret that gives you... I wish Half-Life 1 got the Quake treatment. What, with like a new campaign and stuff? Yeah, me too. If only. Hello. Man, the lighting is nutty. They're really taking advantage... Hello. They're really taking advantage of the new engine that can do more moody stuff in a really, really good way. Alright, hold on. Let's... Because you couldn't do... Valve in the past are not good friends. Yeah, but see, the problem is Valve, as it's gotten older, has hired younger talent that sees Valve's past as the fans do. You know, and that's why we got what we did for the 20th and the 25th, you know, for Half-Life and Half-Life 2. So one would hope that some celebrations will occur, but, you know, for Valve to be comfortable releasing like a campaign for Half-Life 2 or Half-Life 1 or whatever, they would need to get HLX done. Yeah, that would have to happen first. So, you know. Also a Halo dig site thing, but for Half-Life would... Obviously, I'd be into that, yeah. So is this the Kex engine? It's using Kex as a wrapper, yes. Oh, hello. Nice. So it's using Kex as a wrapper. It's still running the original code, but it's using Kex to be able to interface with, you know, modern APIs and stuff. It's the same system that Night Dive uses for all of their remasters. What did that do? Oh, it's turning the lights on. Man, this is a lot more like atmospheric and modern designs than anything we've seen from in the Quake. This is crazy. I love this. Unreal 1 moment? Yeah. Yeah, you're not wrong. I'm dead. Oh my god, give me a break. All right. Tyler, did you hear a new edition of Raising the Bar is coming into print in 2025? Holy shit, really? I'll finally be able to afford that book. Cool. Did you guys hear that Valve's releasing a new VR headset in early 2026? You know, I'd love some health right now. I would love some health right now. You know, some health, that'd be so good right now. No way, what's the price? Can't be more than $600. Okay, don't quote me on that. I'm telling a joke. It'll be $1,000. The cheapest the Steam frame will possibly be is $1,000. My prediction is $1,100 to $1,450. Okay, and also most of the people that want it will not be able to buy it, not just because of the price, but because of stock availability. It will be a dumb, like, it's survival horror now, so no health. You're entirely correct. So we're gonna jump up here and hope for secret health, maybe. Gotta use this to light my way. Can I jump onto those? Cool. Not that there's much of a purpose, but I can. I mean, they put a freaking ladder of they put a staircase of boxes. There's still people coping that it's under 1,000. Yeah. Yeah, and they're sending me death threats now because I'm ruining it for them. And there are some people that seem to think that it's my constant statements of it'll be over $1,000 that's actually what's going to convince Valve to make it over $1,000. And so it's like, if it's over, it's your fucking fault. And it's just like, okay. IGN trying to sabotage you? What, did IGN say something? No, it doesn't seem like it's IGN. It seems like it's a bunch of mentally ill people whose entire life seems to exist to think that maybe Valve will save the VR industry. There seems like there's a group of people that are in denial that VR is not doing very well right now. IGN made an article with your name directly mentioned. Oh, cool. What's the context? What, my prediction that the price is going to be like $1,100 to $1,300? IGN said you deleted the VOD or something? Oh. How am I just now hearing about this? About price and hiding the VOD? Oh, okay, well, my archive channel has the majority of my VODs up. I don't delete VODs, but I will say that some of my VODs went down because of copywritten music being played in Gug Clicker. Okay, so that must be why I had an increase in hate mail. IGN will do anything but their own journalism. IGN's entire thing is to bait YouTubers to put their names onto things so that IGN can say crazy shit without taking any responsibility of the words that they're reporting. Check DMs. I will after this level. I'm enjoying this level. Let's not ruin the level. Oh my god, I'm moving by myself again. Why am I moving by myself? Oh my god, now we're going into Quake. This is a Quake level. This is a part of a Quake 1 level. What is happening? This is sick as hell. This is so cool. Yeah, I'm going down into the basement of this, like, facility, and it's like they're studying ruins. I'm now understanding what I'm looking at. They're studying ruins. And the ruins they found are a chunk of a level from base game Quake 1. That is fucking awesome. That is so cool. And they make you realize it by making you do a secret from, like, E1M3, I think. That is so cool. Are they trying to get to the gods or something? Again, I don't know. There's only so much storytelling you can do with id Tech 1. It's Quake. Like, you know, sure. Oh, a shambler. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. We're saving it for them anyways. Got some health. Is this a new lava texture? I wonder if there's an environment suit, a hazard suit or whatever. This is a trap. Oh. Okay, I guess not. This I can jump and I can get the nails. Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm not trying to hide. I'll just make a statement because I was unaware that people thought I was trying to hide my VOD. The only reason any of the VODs of the last few waiting room streams are gone is because I got copyright claimed because of Gug Clicker. Isn't it crazy how sometimes context is nowhere near as exciting as the real thing? The Steam frame price is going to be over $1,000, guys. And there's going to be so few units available to purchase. It's only partially a little bit Valve's fault because they probably didn't prepare it all and they thought maybe they could buy in bulk volume and now they can't. But memory by domestic manufacturers is booked all the way into 2028, right? Hopefully Quake's 30th, Quake 2's 30th continues this. I agree. This is sick nasty as hell. All right, so there's some push buttons and the gold key. The gold key pushes us to the exit. So that push button is deactivated. There's this one. Only one more to go. Right there. Sequence completed. Oh, and then that's going to open this secret area. Am I in... Yo. I found a secret area? Yeah, I did. Did I find another secret area? Oh, Shambler, I'm fucked. I'm so dead. Oh my god, I don't... Oh, I do. Okay. 1 health. Okay, well, we'll try again. Yeah. Let's get this one out. Let's get it out early. Yeah. Where's the Shamblers? There they are. Okay. Alright. Just ranked up again in Deadlock. Who are you maining like? You said Shiv, right? Jess, you have to play this. I'll play the new Quake stuff at some point. Yeah, this is bloody. This is insanely good. Oh my god, again with the wrong guy, Berryman. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you, there's this viewer in the chat right now, PJ the Primal Pea Shooter. As far as I can tell, they're a kid, but they keep trying to convince me that there's a secret 5th member of Coldplay who is the evil twin of Coldplay's bassist. Coldplay's bassist is named Guy Berryman, and apparently Coldplay's bassist Guy Berryman has an evil twin named Wrong Guy Berryman. And they keep sending me, like, this... Oh, Wrong Guy Berryman has a Twitter? I wonder who runs Wrong Guy Berryman's Twitter. Oh my god, this secret has one of those secret rune doors for post-game? You've got to be kidding me. This shit is How long did it take to develop this? I don't, though someone else runs it. Okay, so I got the gold key, and the gold key opens the exit at the main hub area of this level. And I'm dead. Okay, alright. You know, I have put more time than it takes to complete 2 episodes of Quake. And I still only have, like, maybe a third of the weapon set. This took 7 months to make. Are you just saying that so that we can make a 6-7 joke? Or is that actually what, like, they said it took 7 months to make? Is that a secret up there? Is that a ledge I can... Yeah, I think it is. Alright, hold on. Hold on. I have a feeling that's a secret. Is song request on? It will be next stream. And we have 59 minutes and 5 seconds of previous song requests that were paid for in previous streams that I still have yet to play. The software was finally updated, and I finally have control over my song requests again. So it'll be next stream. Oh my god, was this even a secret? Or is this somewhere where I could just access anyways? Oh no, it's not, but there doesn't seem to be a purpose to being here. Alright, I just wasted my time. Sorry about that. Yup. Tyler, how do I pay my taxes? You just file them? As a self-employed individual, taxes are terrifying. I don't want to do it wrong, but it's really, really hard. And also incredibly expensive. It's like, you know, the music is very good, yeah. Okay, so I gotta go back to the start of the level. Hello. Okay, so here's the exit, yeah. Uh-oh, I'm dead. Yeah. Okay. Alright, so it's not an exit. It's more level. Man, I love when my exit isn't an exit, it's just more level. Oh, maybe it is an exit. Let's try and go behind here. Maybe there's a secret. Oh, it's we gotta end with a shambler? No, we're just gonna end. I seriously do have to stop. But, like... like, you gotta be kidding me with this. Okay, check DMs. Alright. Let's make a hard save. That shit is incredible. Leaks suggest the Steam frame could be even more expensive than the Steam machine. Did this go up today? No, it went up a couple of days ago. In a now deleted stream by Tyler McVicker, spotted by Notebook Check, the Steam frame price could end. I'm not being secretive about my guess for the price. Oh my God, look at this. Where do I think the price will be? Whoa. Oh my God, people are gonna be so mad. People are going to be so mad. Who wrote this article? Jacqueline Thomas. Hello, Jacqueline Thomas, if you're hearing this. It's going to be... Okay. Right. The stream was deleted because of a copyright claim. But I have suggested that the Steam... I didn't say it once and then that stream went... I have been saying it out loud for like 2 months that the Steam frame was going to be more than the machine. And that my guess is that it's 11... It's like the absolute minimum the price could be for the lowest end unit is $999. But that is a best case scenario. Feel free to clip this. That is a best case scenario. The absolute best case scenario is that the base unit with the smallest amount of storage and no accessories, so just the basic strap and the basic controllers without the straps on the controllers, without the extra battery, the enthusiast kit, none of that. No bundled software, the base unit, $999. That is the best case scenario. But my guess, $1,100 for the base unit and $1,350 to $1,400 for the middle unit, and with all the accessories, everything that it's, for the tricked out Steam frame with the enthusiast kit, $1,500. And it's going to be the same bullshit of you have to win the lottery to buy the unit. Oh, you guys gotta be kidding me with this. Do I have insiders and leakers for the Steam frame? Not really, but the Steam frame is in the hands of people. This isn't like HLX where the only way we could possibly learn anything about it is if someone like breaks a heavy NDA. Developers have this stuff. And developers were a little miffed that the deadline was pushed and whatever. It's going to be so expensive. It's going to be so expensive. If people really think that it's going to be $700 to $800, people are going to be so pissed when it gets announced. Whenever that may actually be. Part of me feels like Valve just keeps delaying it because they're like, they are going to be so angry when we announce this thing. They are going to be so angry when they oof. But then the question is like, okay, so I saw somebody ask, well, will Steam subsidize it at all? No. Why? Then people will ask the question, well, how do you know? You're not Valve. How could you possibly know whether or not they will subsidize it? Has Valve ever done that before? Ever? Has that literally ever been Valve's way of moving? Ever? No. Yeah, but how do you know they won't do it for this one if they want the VR industry to... Because they can't make enough units, given the current situation, to saturate a market enough for this to be a success. The subsidies wouldn't make, like... It doesn't make any sense. The Steam Deck was not sold at a loss. Valve has never sold any hardware they have ever made at a loss, except when they tried to sell off the stock that they had of the first generation Steam controller after they were done with it. Not at a loss, but at net nothing, right? No, the Steam Deck was sold at a small profit margin. Valve is not in the business of selling things to not make a profit. I get it, whatever. But here's what's going to happen. Eventually, the Steam Frame price will be announced. And it will be very expensive. Will anyone apologize for the shit they're throwing my way? No. No. Never. They will never do that. So it doesn't matter. If you ask nicely, they'll just say that I'm like, it's like cringe or whatever. Like, oh God. Guys, look, the Steam Frame, we're going to learn about it soon-ish, hopefully. But, the bare minute, like literally best case scenario is that the lowest end Steam Frame is $999. That is the absolute best case scenario, is $999. And I don't really think that that is possible, but I will admit that that is the lowest possible price, is $999. However, $1,100 makes more sense to me for the base unit, and then like $1,500, $1,450 to $1,500 for the 1 terabyte with all the accessories, like the enthusiast pack or whatever it's called. And Valve is not able to manufacture enough to meet the demand. You are more than likely not going to be added into the reservation queue. They should just not bother making it at this point. Yeah, there's a little bit of that. There's definitely a little bit of that. But here's what's going to happen. The price will get announced, and everybody's going to scream at Valve. It's going to be dead. They're going to say DOA, and then they're still going to sell out of whatever stock they have, because of course they will. And then people will forget about the Steam Frame in a year or two, because as of right now, there's just not enough to saturate a market full enough to justify this entire endeavor anymore. There just isn't, because the Steam Frame is its own ecosystem. The Steam Frame is its own x80, is its own ARM-based SteamOS ARM branch thing that requires VR developers, the few of them that are still around, to maintain yet another branch, another ecosystem of their games, which brings it to 4 if you want to actually like maximize usage. You got the Quest ecosystem, you got the PC enthusiast ecosystem on Steam VR, you've got PSVR in some cases, you've got the Apple headset, kind of. Not that, let's not even count that. But now you've got the Steam Frame standalone headset. So that's 4. That's too many branches to maintain for an industry that is dying. Or already, like, not dying, but like, VR is the like. Here's my stance on it. VR is the future. Virtual reality is the future, but it's not the present anymore. I think in the, in down the road, it might be the thing that everybody is doing. But as of right now, it just isn't, it's not here. It's not working. And there's a lot, there's a decently sized group of people who seem to have dedicated their entire life to the idea of virtual reality. And that's fine. VR chat is still very successful. But that doesn't mean, from the vibe that I'm getting is that some people are taking my predictions as an affront to their lifestyle. It feels like there are people who seem to have a lot of their hobbies and some relationships or whatever built around the virtual reality industry. And it seems like a lot of those people have seen the Steam frame as like salvation for the industry or something, like Valve will fix it, Yeah, Meta seems like they're kind of giving up a bit. PSVR is a failure. Apple's charging way too much. So when Valve comes back with the frame, we're going to get back into it. And the reality of that is that Valve doesn't even believe in VR really anymore. Not as much as they used to. There are still people at Valve that believe in virtual reality, and those are the people that are working on the Steam frame. But if all of Valve was still very much gung-ho on, well, the future is VR, we need to keep focusing on VR, HLX would be a VR game. Or they would be making another VR game. Especially like a multiplayer social one to like compete with VR chat or something, if they truly believed in that, the VR DLLs wouldn't have been removed from the base Source 2 engine in 2022. If VR was the future that Valve believed in short term, HLX would be a VR title. It's not. Codename TF would be a VR title. It's not. The VR DLL that interfaces Steam VR with Source 2 was removed from most modern VR Source 2 builds. It's not in Dota 2 anymore. It's not in CS2. It's not in Deadlock. And it's not in the engine that's powering HLX. And to give you an example, when HLVR was in development, Artifact, Underlords, and Dota 2 all still had VR capability built in. You could launch Artifact in VR mode and it wouldn't do anything, but the engine still functioned that way. There is a handful of people that still believe in virtual reality at Valve Software, and those people are working on the Steam frame. But Valve as a whole do not believe it in the same, like HLX would be a VR title. They would have VR software, playable VR software, not just like back-end software for an operating system to back up the Steam frame. The HLA port would have been part of the marketing and not something that they seemingly experimented with in 2025 and then after the announcement started to work on it again. It just seems like it's a shoot the messenger situation, so that when I just kind of explain what I'm seeing and what seems to be happening, people take that as Tyler's killing the VR industry. Well, I'm going to kill Tyler. It's the same thing that happened when Team Fortress 2 wound down after Jungle Inferno, and I started telling people, like, it doesn't look like they're working on this anymore. Tyler killed Team Fortress 2. It's the same shit. It's the same shit. Tyler, the TF2 Valve servers are dead. Help us. Shunik, Uncle Topia, Lazy Purple. There's some good community server ecosystems out there. Some people still actually believe that. It's true. Some people do believe that I killed Team Fortress 2. And yet, I don't have any connections. I'm not a real insider, and I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm both. If HLX ever had VR functionality anyway, would it have been the recent non-remake Resident Evil minus Requiem with mainly a flat screen? No. So when HLX started development, it was a VR thing. There is evidence that the earliest experiments for HLX were building off of HLVR. That's like 2020, 2021. But that there is like they literally removed the VR DLL from Source 2's base engine. It is not VR. I feel like, you know, when we get the final hours of HLX in however long it takes, we'll have them talk about, yeah, well, we did some VR experiments or whatever, you know, and we decided to just do, you know, a classic flat screen game. They probably saw the sales for Alex and decided to go flat screen again. It's not really the sales of Alex. It's the fact that it didn't move the needle in the industry in the way that they wanted. They wanted HLX to be like a beacon that other companies would follow suit in and support the enthusiast level PC tethered VR industry, because Valve was of the belief that standalone wasn't the future. You got to have a powerful computer to really build a good experience. And, you know, that didn't happen. A bunch of people just started supporting standalone anyways. And then the whole thing fell apart because even though there was like insane player numbers in VR Chat, Gorilla Tag, Beat Saber, in the Quest ecosystem, Meta still gave up. And that was mostly because Meta was betting not on VR being a gaming platform, but VR being a social platform where, you know, they wanted the metaverse to be the thing, and it wasn't. And so they gave up. They haven't fully given up. There's evidence of like a Quest Pro 2 thing happening. They are actually supporting a little bit of development here and there. Like, isn't Hot Dogs, Horseshoes, and Hand Grenades 2 like partial? Like, is that, I don't, there seems to be some development still, but like it's not, it's nobody's main focus anymore. Yeah. They wanted it, yeah. And a lot of, like, they wanted VR, they wanted to replace the computer with VR headsets. And the technology isn't there for that. Is Meta Horizon still a thing? I'm pretty sure that got shut down. But, like, here's the thing. Half-Life Alyx is one of the best VR games ever made, yes. But Asgard's Wrath 2 is another one of the best VR games ever made. And they laid off most of those people. Asgard's Wrath 2 is fucking phenomenal. I played that game. It was great. I also played the Assassin's Creed game. And then the Medal of Honor game sucked. I haven't played Deadpool VR, but I didn't hear phenomenal things about that one. I think part of the problem was they wanted to, like, utilize... I heard the Batman game was good. I didn't play it. But, like, I don't know. I feel like you need original stuff. I don't know. Vertigo 2 is a pinnacle of VR development. I agree with that. Yeah. But, like, you know, I actually talk to VR developers, and, like, doesn't seem like anybody has, like, a real positive outlook on the near future of virtual reality. I don't know. So, like, you know, everybody will stop trying to ask me the same few questions. Why isn't Steam going to subsidize it? Which, by the way, it's not Steam. It's Valve. Valve is not going to subsidize. They are selling their units at a small profit margin, regardless of the cost of components. There is not enough stock to go around for everybody that currently wants one, which is already too small of a group anyways. It's not going to saturate the market like the Steam Deck, and it's not going to be supported just as long as the Steam Deck or Steam Machine will be. The Steam Deck and the Steam Machine ecosystem have a future because there's already an install base there, and that can go down in price over time. So the Steam pure speculate. Okay, so Volcomstone161, what do you think is going to happen with the Steam Frame? Let's hear what you have to say about the Steam Frame. How much is the Steam Frame going to cost? What is the outlook of the Steam Frame? What do you think is the future of virtual reality? Do I think Half-Life Alyx will get a party escort update with the Steam Frame? That's not impossible. It would be cute for them to do something like that to hint towards the future of the franchise, but that would require... I'm not entirely sure what it is. This is why I come here. I just got off of work, man. Sorry. Okay, well, you seem angry that I'm saying what I'm saying. And also, by the way, AI is also to blame here. If we were in a situation where these units would be cheaper, then yeah, maybe there is a future. Yeah, maybe the Steam Frame could have made a dent. But that's not the world we live in anymore. If the AI data center gold rush boom never happened, the Steam Frame could have been $700, $600. You know. And yeah, maybe at that price point, if they could manufacture enough, you could do something interesting with the industry. But that isn't the reality we live in. And yeah, the Steam Machine would be like $700. That isn't what we live in. And the Steam Deck would have stayed $500. This isn't the reality we live in. And it doesn't look like we're going to be going back anytime soon. Consumer electronics are only going to increase in price, whether you're talking about smartphones, smart televisions, VR headsets, game consoles, handheld consoles, fucking, emulation machines running on Android. Everything is going to be more expensive. Any ideas why they didn't choose OLED? Price. So, that's the situation. That's the world we live in. Apologies. I didn't delete the live stream to like hide my leak, like, oh, I shouldn't have said the price or something, like how IGN's dressing it up. No, we have an inside joke called Gug in this community, and our community built a game called Gug Clicker, and Gug Clicker sometimes plays copywritten music such as Land Down Under by Men at Work or Happy by Pharrell. And those songs played on my live stream, and then the live stream got copyright claimed. And so I pulled the VOD because of the copyright. But I have talked about my prediction for the price for months. Literally months. It comes off as people don't want the price to be as high as it is, and they're shooting the messenger. When will you sue for libel? Nothing has been said enough that is damaging to justify any kind of defamation lawsuit. We're nowhere near close to that. And plus, I don't want to, like, people are, like, I understand why people are angry. There are people who have most of their interests and friends and relationships in the VR industry, VR ecosystem, and they don't want to believe that VR is kind of temporarily going into a coma for like a decade. And so they're lashing out, or they're taking out their frustrations, or they're in denial, and they're shooting the messenger, or the voice that is available to be yelled at, which is me. You can't really yell at Valve, you can't really yell at Meta, but you can yell at some asshole from Ohio whose job is to talk about what he loves. Right? This is why the Team Fortress 2 community wants me dead. Because after Jungle Inferno, I started talking about how it looks like the heavy update's never actually going to happen. And even though everybody's in agreement on that now, it took nearly a decade for people to come to terms with that. And a lot of people, not a lot of people, but a good chunk of people, a decent chunk of people, still believe that I had direct, like, influence in the killing of Team Fortress 2. So, because of creators.tf and Fallout 76 and the bots that I was behind the bots, I guess. Anywho, you stopped answering my question mid-answer. Oh, was your question about the build of Half-Life? Yeah, so it looks like there's experimentation of porting Half-Life Alyx to be standalone. Oh yeah, and the leak of the source code, which I had nothing to do with, but whatever. Unfortunately, the person who did leak the source code did it to make it look like I leaked the source code. When in reality it was a teenager that got kicked off of my mod team because they kept saying the N-word all the time. And they believe in free speech. They're one of those. It's a whole thing. When in reality, the actual Team Fortress 2 source code leaked because a person with a person that joined a team that had source engine licenses, and because Valve doesn't actually NDA, or they used to not NDA mod teams that had source engine licenses and code access, an individual who was on a mod team who just snaked their way onto a mod team to be able to gain access to the source code had like an online partner, and they were internationally long distance, and one of these people, and so like their partner broke up with them for being mentally ill, and so they flew to the United States to try and before they did that, they leaked all the code because they thought they would be not here anymore. And so that's how it actually leaked. And 20-year-old me was like, we have to save this person. We have to warn Valve what's happening. And so that's literally all I had to do with it. Like, I warned Valve, like, hey, one of your licensees is going a bit nutty. So that's how the code leaked, by the way. And I explained that whole story to Wired magazine after it leaked on 4chan in 2020. And they didn't run that story because they said it was too crazy. Bada bing, bada boom. Yeah. Anyways. Yeah, I've got crazy lore, man. When I'm done with everything, when I'm retired, I might write a book because I've got some crazy fucking lore. Oh yeah, there's so much more to the story that I'm not talking about because it's just, there's, you know, some of it's still active, some of it is too personal. Yet, like, when I'm done, I'm more willing to tell the story. But, like, you know, yeah, fucking crazy times. And this kind of shit still is happening, by the way. I just don't talk about it so much anymore. Some legality stuff too. Well, some stuff that's still in active investigation, and yeah. Also some stuff that I don't want to, like, give credit to people, like, so that, like, copycats occur or anything. Yeah. Tyler is secretly a police informant? No, not secretly. If somebody is breaking the law, I will call the police. You know, if somebody shows up to your house with a firearm, you call the police. And that has happened once. You know, so that's fun. That was years ago, though. That was a very long time ago. I remember one time somebody got banned from the Discord server, so they sent me a photo of my front door because they were upset they were banned from my Discord server. And so I found their personal Facebook page and told them to chill. This job sucks sometimes. I'm very lucky to have it, but just understand that if I was a sane human being, I would have quit years ago. You can go to jail for that, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, you can. Oh, whoa! Hell, I'd pay you to tell chronologically about everything that happened about Half-Life 3 when HLX is out the door. Oh, yeah. Dudes love showing you that banning them was the right move. I read that. I'm tired. Thank you so much for the $40, Master Crazy RJ. Banging dudes? Not here. All right, we've been streaming too long. Peace and hair grease, everybody.